Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iPad today is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
Coming up, we are getting artsy with a slew of new creative apps.
Plus, Apple is buying up companies, iOS, big security flaw there, and a cure for the two-factor authentication woes.
All that and productivity now!
Yikes.
On iPad today.
iPad Today is brought to you by Gazelle, the fast and simple way to sell your used gadgets. Find out what your used iPhone, iPad, or other Apple product is worth at Gazelle.com. Hi, welcome to iPad Today.
Productivity now! You hear that, Steve Gibson?
I'm so tired. It's a 9 in the morning for us.
True. Which a lot of people are like, that's not that early.
We have a weird schedule if you're watching live because we have Mobile World Congress going on in Barcelona.
That's right.
I was here at midnight last night.
You were?
Doing the Nokia event.
Oh.
And they announced Android phones.
Nokia X.
Nokia X.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do the Samsung event. And it's really interesting because Apple is a once-a-year thing on their announcements on the iPad and the iPhone. And in some ways, you kind of say, well, what is their response? What is their response? But we're going to be waiting until the fall because that's just the way it is with Apple. What do you think?
Maybe not the fall. We've got WWDC. That'll be in, what, June?
Yeah.
May? June. I don't remember anymore. It's very early.
It's usually June, but who knows because I don't think they've announced the dates yet because Google's is in June now. So.
Oh, so now
it's like they have to.
Now it's a fight to the death of who gets Yerba Buena Conference Center.
But that's the developers conference, and yes, that is Apple's only event of the year that is scheduled. But it seems like that's not the time you tell consumers about a new iPad.
Right.
They have announced iPads. In fact, they started the first iPad was announced in January, and they slowly moved it back.
Now it's
the year.
The last couple of years has been October. So you get the iPhone, then you get the iPad, and then it's like crazy Christmas season, holiday shopping, and the whole thing.
There's two sides to the argument. One is that you lose momentum because everybody and their brother's announcing, the Galaxy Gear Watch is only 5 months old, and already they've announced the second one, and Apple still hasn't announced the first one.
I know.
So I feel like maybe you lose some momentum because everybody else is like running as fast as they can. But on the other hand, the other side of the argument is maybe it confuses consumers to release too many products too fast. What do you think?
I think that Apple is in an interesting position this year because we have all these rumors that, they're going to announce a larger iPhone. iPhone's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. The iPad, we might get an iPad Pro. So it would mirror...
I think you're the only person who believes that story.
Really? That's not... I didn't even make that up.
No, I know. It's not. It's a thing.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
I just can't see that. What was it, 10 inches, 12 inches? How big would it be?
Well, see, I don't know.
It's already 10 inches.
I don't know that I subscribe to the larger physically iPad. I think maybe a more robust iPad on the inside is possible.
But this is already, one of the things, one of the first announcements of Mobile World Congress was Qualcomm announced a 64-bit mobile processor, the Snapdragon 801, and that's in direct response to the fact that Apple has this super fast processor, the A7 in both the iPad and the iPhone, and it's 64-bit and all of that. And I think Apple really beat the world to that. They have this, and what I'm saying is this is a Pro. The Air is a Pro. It's as pro as you can go.
Well, so we're like, what
more do you need?
What more do you want? Well, I guess it depends on the apps that you have and the processing power that some of those apps would take. All right, so today...
We're going to do some processing.
We're going to do some processing, yeah. Some photography, creativity, artsy stuff, because we, as you know, are very talented people.
But thank God for Instagram filters. That makes us look talented.
We're enthusiastic.
Yes, we are.
You can give us that. You can give us that. I'll try any fun, creative app once or twice.
We're the definition of people who have no talent.
No.
But we're enthusiastic.
Yeah, wow.
So we think we have. We think we can.
We...
Give me
look bad on a canvas so you don't have to.
Yes. So what do we got?
Well, okay, so today I was thinking, because we're actually, for anybody who's watching us live, we're actually doing 2 shows today. It's like, okay, we gotta get a lot of apps, gotta get a lot of apps. I thought, photography, we haven't really done that in a while. And then I I was messing around in the App Store over the weekend.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff, and not all of it is great, and so much of it does sort of the same thing. There are a lot of apps that seem like other apps, but I did find a fun little app called Fragment. I don't know if you've ever heard of this before. I had not until over the weekend, but let me show you what it does.
It's pretty.
Well, yeah, so far.
I love it.
It's a great little table of contents, right? So let's just go ahead and say, let's pull in a photo, and okay, let's take this picture of me. This is like my About Not Me page, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This was you doing the Christmas card photo.
That's
this
right.
year.
I decided I wanted to look like I was cutting my hair. I don't know. So.
What is this?
Yeah, I just, so it's just a weird thing that I do.
This is beautiful. This is very artistic.
Well, but how about that? So the whole idea with Fragment is now you've got all of these, instead of like photo filters, you've got sort of these weird artsy filters that do weird stuff.
That's kind of interesting.
Well, it's bizarre, isn't it? So you can sort of see that I'm moving around the same photo. Now I can change the photo itself, or I can change the filter itself.
And I think there's something to be said for this.
Yeah, there's something going on here. Like, if you did this, you could almost be a little confused as to, is that really there? Where are you?
And portions of the photo show up, and so what it's doing is tracing a pattern around the photo. What's that? That's weird.
Yeah, I was just, I don't know.
And then portions of the photo are in the pattern.
That's right.
And you could change what portion of it is. That is, oh, that's interesting. See, that's kind of cool.
It's weird.
So if you wanted to like zoom in on a picture, you wouldn't have to, okay. Yeah. I like it. I think you should be, look, none of these are the last filter you'll ever use. They're all like for a toolkit.
This is the sort of thing where every once in a while I want to upload something like this to the internet, and I want someone to be like,
"What?
What happened?
What?
Are you on acid?
What?"
So that's Fragment. I don't know why I
like that. No, and how much? How much
cool.
is it? Is it expensive?
Let me make sure. I think it's $1.99, but I don't want to misspeak.
A lot of these are going to be $1.99. You know, Camera Plus started all that.
Yeah, it's $1.99.
Yeah, I think that's good. Okay,
it's kind of fun.
That's arty and modern. It does something similar, sort of, but is kind of clunky, but still interesting.
Okay.
This is from it started with a website, Photofunia, and I gotta load in a picture here. So I guess we'll start with an effect.
Cool background art.
Yeah. Okay. Now, but where's my picture? Oh.
Oh, Leo, come on. Come on. Galleries, maybe?
Oh, no, see, there's all the things you can do to the picture.
Oh, I see.
But I need to start.
You got to bring in the picture.
Where that? Okay. It's processing, but what's it processing? I mean, there's no picture that it's processing.
Okay, all right, hold on now.
So I could put, okay, so this one actually is, you could write in cookie text. So let's say, I heart Sarah in cookie text. That would be kind of cool if I could do that. So that's one thing you can do. Notice it's ad support, it's free. So that's kind of cool.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I guess when I put in stuff there, let's do a...
Maybe you choose your filter and then it asks you to bring in a photo.
Yeah, Memories of Paris. Okay, now we're going to... But we want to choose a photo to put in there.
Yeah.
So let me just choose an existing photo of you. Okay.
Okay.
And here's Sarah Lane. There we go. Now we're cooking.
Oh, Memories of Paris.
And you say move in scale so we can make her. So we want to get your picture in there.
I don't want to get me too close.
And then watch. Here we go. Ready? Get ready.
Yeah.
This is Sarah Lane's Memories of Paris, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so excited. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Okay. Now you can also do kind of silly things. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of these. This is one of my favorites, a photo exposition. So I can choose an existing photo of you. Let's do that one. And there. Okay. And I could choose another photo from, let's say, from Facebook. Oops, I got to sign into Facebook. I don't want to do. Remember, every time we do this
I have free time.
Let's do a picture of me. Here we go. We're just going to flip this around. And a picture of, whoops. Why did that? Take photo. Picture of. It's a little rotation bug. All right, take photo of me in Paris. It's
Upside down.
There we go. Use that photo. Okay.
Right. Oh, that's a good one.
That's such a good picture of me.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, that's good. Now, watch this.
Okay.
We're going to make it a photo
We're going to be at the Louvre.
We're going to be at the Louvre.
Oh,
you see, you and me at the Louvre, baby.
You notice that one woman is sort of riveted on my image, and the other people are like, let's just go ahead and walk past that one.
That's scary, whatever that is.
Not really my type of modern art.
So, literally, I mean, hundreds of filters. Hey, how about you and me together forever? You see that?
Okay.
On a clothespin.
It feels that way, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Oh, should we do sad, Sarah? Let's do
yeah,
sad,
sure.
Sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
I'm multidimensional. Sometimes I have a really bad day.
Yeah,
Sure.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. I put on a smile, but it doesn't mask the pain of reality.
She's got the tears of a clown.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That didn't do
I
much.
didn't really look all
It's
that
an
sad.
Instagram-y kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Lots of fun things to do. I really like the things where you put, like, you can make yourself the Mona Lisa, for instance. That's kind of fun. Or maybe my memory of Sarah isn't so positive. I could take her and I could put her in here. Let's say, okay. This is Photofunia, or Funia, F-U-N-I-A.
And it is free, and we see some ads
free,
here
and that's
and
why
there.
you get the ads. And see, that's kind of how I really think of you.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, right on.
Right on.
Neat.
Isn't that fun?
I actually like that.
Yeah, and now I
cool.
can share this to Facebook.
Well, I feel like, again, it's one of those things where it's like, if you show someone the picture, they're like, what am I looking at? That's really cool. Did you do that?
Because it looks that way.
It looks
look like
real.
I actually took a picture of you.
Yeah.
And then I got some woman to burn it.
Yes.
It's not a male hand. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, that's a lady hand. She's got real nice nails.
Yeah.
So Photofunia, which is
It
free.
actually comes from their website. They have a lot more on their website that you can play with. But this is a nice app. Look, that's kind of fun. Like this is good. This could be me, like, looking at pictures of my ex-girlfriends and having a drink.
Uh-huh.
And then just so you know.
So it's like almost setting the stage for
Depression.
Yeah.
Or alcoholism. Yeah.
It's like, who's that guy?
It could be me, but it's not.
It's the stock people.
Apparently, there's a lot of
Photofunia.
revenge involved in many of these.
Well, you know, photography is dramatic.
Yeah.
So, all right, so here's another kind of weird one. This is actually from the same company that makes Fragment that I showed you a couple minutes ago.
I really like that Fragment.
It was kind of, I had a good time with that yesterday. The photo of myself on the set, it might not be the best version. Some of the nature stuff looks really good when you start fragmenting it up. Anyway, same company makes an app called Lori Stripes, like L-O-R-Y Stripes.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
What are you going to do? Okay, so let's
You know
go
what
ahead.
this is for?
What?
If you have a photo that's perhaps more revealing than you wish, you could put the Lori stripes over the naughty bits.
Well, sure.
Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, you could say that. Okay, but here's a picture that I took at my friend's house.
Wait a minute, you took a picture of a bear in the pool?
Well, a bear.
What the hell is going on there?
It's a bear necklace near a pool. And
Why do you have a big chain on that bear?
Because it's a necklace.
You're afraid of it eating you?
No, it's a neck. You put it around your neck and you wear it.
I wouldn't wear a bear around my neck.
Well,
that bear could get
that's why
angry.
you don't have that much fun. So, okay, so here's Lori Stripes. Now, this almost looks like sort of like the Atari type thing.
This is the same thing, except now it's swoopy doopies.
What? Well, yeah. This is just, it's
Oh, that's fun.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is for.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Well, I do.
No, I like it too.
Yeah,
It's good.
It's okay. So I mean, this is obviously we're just looking at. Let me do something a little bit different. You get the triangles again. The idea is to get creative on a photo that could use a little sprucing up. This photo already is pretty busy. So I mean, do you really need this on the photo? No, probably not. But you can make something that, if it was like sort of a boring sunset. Let's see if I've got like a boring sunset here. Something that could really use some sprucing up. Or this is, okay, I took this picture of myself.
Oh, wow, are you moody there?
I know, yeah. I was trying to be moody. I'm glad it worked. Maybe you would like a little bicycle.
That cheers up the picture. Why is a bicycle riding on my head? I don't know.
Let me ponder
You know,
it for
I
a
like
few.
that. The bicycle's fun.
It's kind of neat. Yeah,
And there's
you
a
can,
heart, I see.
Yeah, you can
an
move
ankh?
stuff around.
Oh, that's a balloon.
Perhaps you'd like to go on.
That's a thought balloon.
Perhaps you'd like to go on a little trip with me.
You know what? That changes the whole story of the
Does
picture.
it? You think so?
Now you're thinking about the time you rode in a balloon.
Yeah.
and almost fell out.
It's weird, but I like it.
You fell in love with the Balloon Master.
And
you know
of course
what?
you can change your
My
colors.
reaction to that?
What?
Nice app, Sarah.
What? Oh, hey, how'd you do that?
Photofunia.
Oh, got it.
Nice app, Sarah.
So that's Lori Stripes, also $1.99.
That's cool. Actually, I really like that picture.
Yeah, thank you.
A moody selfie.
Yeah, you get a little.
We could call it a melfie.
Shadow action. There's more to it when you play around a little bit. It's very oh gosh, you know, it's kind of that graphic designy stuff. Yeah. Look, there's a little bit of a photo.
Can I modify?
Filter.
Oh yeah, you can modify it with colors and yeah.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
Neat.
Yeah, it works. Works
and
for me.
And this is also $1.99?
Yeah. $2 from the folks at PicSite. No, actually at LoriStripes.com. They have different URLs for both of their.
You've heard of the Joby GorillaPod, right? That's that great. We talk about it all the time. The tripod that it's all bendy.
Yeah. It's great for trips when you want to take a photo from a tree or something and wrap it around a trunk.
And I'm sorry, I don't remember your name in the chat room. Was it Scooter? I can't remember. Told me about Joby has an app to go with it called. Now this is an iPhone app, but it'll work just fine on the iPad. Called the Gorilla. Let's go backwards here. How do I get out of this? Here we go. The Gorilla Cam. Now there's a free version and then a paid version. Free version has ads, but some nice features. So it's a traditional camera, although it has some things that the iPad and iPhone camera don't normally have. A self timer, which is nice.
Yeah.
For selfies. Burst mode, so you can take a lot of pictures quickly. Anti-shake, it will wait till the camera stops.
Nice.
But then now there are other apps that do this, but this is all in one app. Time lapse, which is great. So, and the reason they do this is because if you have a GorillaPod, you need a tripod to do a time lapse. So if you had a GorillaPod, you could put your iPad or iPhone in a GorillaPod and then capture. And what's nice about this, a lot of time lapse apps, they tell you how many seconds per image.
Yeah.
This tells you how long you're going to take a picture of and then how long that will take to play back. This to me is more intuitive.
Yeah.
So it's, I'm going to shoot pictures of the sunrise for 5 hours, and I want that whole sequence to play back in 30 seconds. That's more intuitive to me and a better way to do it. It also tells you when this will be done, 2:23 p.m., and then there's some advanced settings if you upgrade to the paid version. But frankly, I think these are great. It also does stop motion if you are into, or your kid is into, doing stop motion animation. It'll do this too. You press the shutter to capture a frame, and then it turns it into a video. So
stop motion has had a little bit of a renaissance, I feel like, with
the Lego Movie, or
or social networks like Vine. That's all very stop motiony.
Yes.
Not that I really ever use Vine.
So you could do this to make a video and then import it into Vine.
Yeah.
Which would be a lot easier than trying to do it in Vine, frankly.
I would think so. Yeah, and Vine didn't used to let you do that, right? And now it does.
Right. It now lets you import, which is good. So this, I think it does. This is Gorilla Cam. I showed you the free version. There are more features and no ads in the paid version, which costs you, let me tell you right now, $1.99.
All right, so free.
That's but don't, you know what, and this, we gotta say this every time, when you search for Gorilla Cam, you gotta go to the iPhone only part of the store because it is not an iPad app, it is an iPhone app. Let me darken my screen down just a little so you can see
That's
it.
the sort of, yeah, well, now it's real dark. It's a little too dark.
You know, you can't
You gotta go just right of center. Just right of center. Yeah, there you go. I find that, and that's something that the App Store has changed a little bit, the whole iPhone only, iPad only setting, and it confuses people. All the time people are saying, you know, it's not in the App Store anymore. I don't know if it ever was there. It's not, and I say, no, it's the iPhone only.
And we show a lot of iPhone only. I probably should say do that on i5 because you do a great show that is an iPhone app show, i5 for the iPhone. Right. But sometimes these are, you know, there's a good camera on the iPad, and you know I make fun of people who use the iPad as a camera, but frankly, a lot of us do. And if you're gonna, this is a great app for it.
Some of my best, I don't take so much video on my iPad. That doesn't happen very often. Some of my most liked Instagram photos were taken with my iPad because that's what I had in my hand when this beautiful moment happened.
Yes, exactly.
And no one knows the difference.
No. And in fact, the camera now on the iPad, even though it's only 5 megapixels, is still a very good camera.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's better than the few generations of the iPhone ago, certainly. PicLab HD is another app that I found over the weekend. And this is not so unlike, hello.
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Not unlike a Camera Plus or one of those photography apps. For whatever reason, it doesn't want me to use landscape mode. It only wants me to use portrait, which is a little bit annoying.
I don't like that.
Well, it bothers me because what if I like to hold it the other way, which is usually the case. Anyway, picture of my two adorable cats looking at me with, you know, expressions of wonder and amazement. I don't know. Look at those faces. God, they were mad at me or something.
How can you make this lousy picture into a good picture?
Well, okay, so first of all, it's an okay picture, kind of backlit. So let's go ahead and try to enhance it.
Let's make it better.
See if, you know, let's add some vibrancy. So you've got a variety of filters. Yeah, again, very Instagrammy. But some of these filters are kind of fun,
now
right?
you're cooking with gas.
That's kind of neat.
Now I didn't know there were two cats. One of them was so dark I couldn't see it.
Oh, I know he doesn't photograph well.
So, but that's good. Now I can see him.
No, you can see him now. He looks like a little scary white kitty from a horror movie.
Yeah.
I like this. Okay, we'll go ahead and say sure. Ooh, I'm not ready to do that yet.
Look at all the places you could send it to. That's
nice.
Yeah,
that's actually a nice thing because you can. It's used to basically people saying, I want to do some stuff in PicLab and then I want to post it somewhere.
Right.
You can add text. Whoops. Whoa. Hey. Oh, okay. Everything went a little crazy there for a second. Let's get back in. Oh, I took the funniest picture. Okay. I forgot about that. I forgot about the Rambo photo.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know why we're doing this subject. Because Sarah loves to play with her photos. So show us the Rambo picture.
Well, it's...
Okay, all right. But see, I don't see that. I can begin typing. Oh, there's the cat. Now I see a cat. Oh, see. So cropping it would maybe make that picture interesting.
Well, there's a lot. But
you could do that. Yeah,
there's a lot. Yeah. But you've got some pretty cool fonts here. All right, I like that one. Cool, sounds good, good. And then, yeah, so you've got text, you can draw stuff. You can keep calm and carry on.
Those are stamps.
Yeah, you've got,
coffee, great. Wow, those are nice.
Yeah.
This is a lot of stuff in this one.
What's neat is that then you've also just got regular. So if you're like,
it sounded like Jar Jar Binks for a moment.
I did?
I did. Okay. There's a lot of stuff in this one. He's a good rapper.
You got cropping tools.
You accidentally sound like Jar Jar Binks.
That's the sort of thing you want to strive not to do as much as possible.
I'm kidding.
You can do a photo in a photo. Took a picture of some football there the other day when football season was still happening.
Wow, that's your home theater setup? That's a massive...
I know. It's a little ridiculous, but I can't stop. I can't.
Do you have the surrounds installed?
Once you go, you know...
Are you going to put your home theater in the cats are watching the football game?
Well, I was sort of trying to, but I'm having a problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get the idea.
She's enthusiastic. We'll say that for her.
And then, you can get, so there's some sort of like hints. They have a little inspiration section so you can get an idea of what other people do, which actually, that seems a little silly, but I actually find it to be pretty helpful. For example, let's look at this. Let's look at this photo. That's kind of neat.
This is nice, and people are commenting on it.
Yeah. This is stuff that's been uploaded to Instagram.
Happy Monday.
From PicLab. So
I'm getting this. I think this is the best of the bunch. I'm
impressed.
Think so? Well, it seems like it does everything.
I think it's just, it's almost more of a all-in-one photo editor, add some graphic design. I mean, this is like, you could make a company logo out of this, all sorts of stuff.
You never run out of stuff to do with it.
Yeah, pretty much. And I like it a lot. So that is PicLab HD, which is...
$1.99, that's a good price.
Yep, there you go.
Fair price. Yeah. All of these things, that seems to be the cap.
The only thing I can say is, can we get all of the logos to not look like the exact same? I mean, all of the photography app logos are basically the same thing. It looks like Instagram, that really looks like Camera Plus, that looks like Camera Awesome, that looks like Aviary.
Yeah.
They're all kind of the same, but I guess it's pretty self-explanatory when you see a lens that it's a photography app. That would be my only gripe.
You know, we just scratched the surface. There's so many more, and maybe you'd like to share your favorite with us.
My favorite of these?
No, I'm telling them.
Oh, yes.
You.
We would like very much for you to share your favorite with us, because what are we without you? In fact, if you would like to share your favorite with us, iPad Today at twit.tv is a great way to get a hold of us. Yeah. You can also, if you ever miss a show, or there was that one app that Leo kind of mentioned and you want to go back over it again, you can always go to twit.tv/IPT, where all of our shows live, plus show notes on all of the apps and even news stories and little tips and tricks that we talk about on each show. This is also where you can subscribe to the show. And we are, for everybody watching live, we are recording this at a funny time because it's a...
Funny. Ha ha.
Funny.
Funny, I amuse you.
Funny.
Funny, strange.
Funny, ouch, really.
Yeah,
funny,
mostly that.
Funny, early.
Yeah.
Funny, weird.
Funny, I want to go to bed.
Yeah, Mobile World Congress is this week, and we're doing a bunch of live coverage, so we're shooting stuff a little earlier than usual, but our new time is Mondays, and hopefully you can watch us live as much as possible because it's a really good time.
You know who this show is brought to you by?
I
think
could
you
not
do.
possibly. Yeah, I do.
As Mobile World Congress happens, you see all these new phones, the new Samsung phone, the new Nokia phone. Maybe you're thinking, golly, I have 4 You don't like that?
Is
it too strong for you?
No, it's just...
Is there something floating in it?
There's a cream issue at the top.
Is it?
I hope that the cream
have mine.
is...
Mine's not curdled.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
No, the cream's good.
What's the worst thing that's going to happen?
Fat.
Oh.
Little glob of fat.
Great. Just what I need before Miami.
Pop into the top.
More fat, please. Gotta be in a bathing suit in a couple days.
Oh. Ooh.
That's the point of Miami.
The bathing suits?
Yeah. You just live in a bathing suit for a few days.
Moving to Miami. Our show today brought to you by Gazelle.com, the place to bring those old gadgets and get good money for them. If you've got a drawer, a closet, a spare bedroom full of old stuff, bring it to GAZELLE.com. They'll buy your old iPhone, Samsung, HTC, LG. They'll buy your old iPad, tablets. Did you see Apple's discontinuing the iPad 2? Now's a chance to get some money for it. The idea here is you can get a quote locked in for 30 days. You have 30 days to pull the trigger. So it's always the case this stuff is getting less valuable. 30 days from now, no matter what, it's going to be worth a few bucks less.
Yeah.
So get the maximum price. Look, $230 for that old iPad. They'll even buy broken iPhones and iPads. $240 if it's in perfect condition. So this is a great place. Go get all this stuff, get the 30-day quote. When you decide to set it in, or you say, okay, yeah, I think I'm going to get a new iPad or I'm going to get a new iPhone, then you check out. They'll send you a box that'll fit all that stuff and prepaid postage. So all you do, throw it in the box. If you want to, you could crumple up some newspaper. You don't have to, and then you just ship the box back to Gazelle. Their experts will take a look at the product. They'll actually give you more money if it's in better shape than you thought it was. They'll wipe your data if you forget to do that, and then they'll send you either a check, a PayPal credit if you want it right away, or, and this is my pro tip for you, if you like to buy stuff on Amazon, get the Amazon gift card because they bump up the value 5%. Gazelle is great. It's no wonder that they have paid more than $100 million out now to over 700,000 customers. 9 out of every 10 Gazelle customers reports an excellent experience. That's a pretty good number. 1.5 million trade-ins. GAZELLE. Free shipping, fast processing. You get paid right away at Gazelle. Remember that the next time you have a gadget or a two clogging your drawers or your cupboards.
I never really understood why they were keeping that 2nd-gen iPad for sale anyway. It doesn't surprise me that it's going away.
Maybe they just had like a lot of them and they just said...
Was it just extra inventory where they're like, let's just get through the holidays, we'll get rid of some of this merchandise?
Now, is it official? Because was it a rumor that they were going to kill it, or is it actually...
No, it's
they
true.
actually did kill it?
Yeah.
Remember
it's time.
We commented on it. What? Because it's so old.
It didn't make a lot of sense.
Because
the iPad Air replaced the 4th-gen iPad, right?
2nd-gen, yes.
Now I'm getting confused.
Really old.
Or is the iPad Air the 4th-gen iPad?
No, it's replacing the 4th.
That's right. Yeah, because we skipped 4th-gen.
Right.
We went from 3rd-gen to new one.
The big difference between iPad 2 and iPad 3, Apple's created this problem by not naming them differently. But anyway, the difference between iPad 2 and iPad 3 was the resolution. Remember, they went to the Retina display.
Yeah.
So the 2 was
quite a big difference. 1024
by 768, so it was faster because it didn't have to move as many pixels. And a lot of people thought and a little thinner. And people thought the 3 perhaps was a little sluggish. So they came out shortly thereafter, a few months later, 6 or 7 months later, with the 4.
And people got kind of mad about it that had
processor.
gotten the 3s. And you and I said, well, we're not going to get mad. We're just going to not
buy it.
Yeah, because we don't really need it.
And then the 4th generation, and then we did buy the Airs because they were not just Retina, not just faster and a lot faster, but the nice form factor, the smaller.
Did you and Steve Gibson talk about this go-to-fail security nightmare? Something tells me this is something that Steve Gibson would be all over.
He would have if it had been revealed on Tuesday when we did the show.
Because it was, yeah, it was like Friday or something.
So this is ridiculous. Apple apparently releases some of its source code, so that's how we know about this bug. And really, the bottom, I'm going to say the bottom line up top. If you haven't updated to 7.0.6 on your iPhone or iPad, do it right now. Because what happens, and you can see this in the source code if you look at it, is there's a typo. If you're a programmer, you know about case statements. If this, then that. If this, then that. If this, then that. This has to do with the code that's checking certificates on secure connections. Actually, that's not the source code. If you scroll down or look at another article, you can actually see the source code. It's pretty blatant. So unfortunately, the code was, a line was duplicated in the code, the line that says go to fail, and it forced the if-then checks to skip the most important one, which was, if this is not a secure certificate, stop. So it just says, any certificate, that's good enough for me, which means a man could, in the middle attack is possible. You're connecting with your bank, for instance, using Safari, a secure connection, which you think is a secure connection, and you're giving your bank information out and all that stuff. Somebody could actually, there it is, somebody could actually be sitting there and intercept your stuff. If you're buying something on Amazon, they get your credit card. There it is. You see go to fail twice.
I love the fact that this is the go to fail error.
Well, then the hashtag, if you search
so
Twitter
good.
for hashtag go to fail, you'll see a lot about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really easy bug for somebody to accidentally duplicate a line, but it's also, as you can see, very obvious. And there's some who say, and I'm not sure this is so far-fetched, that that's the NSA line. Because if you wanted to modify source code to skip this most important check, it would be very easy to do what they did. Just skip this, go right on. And you wouldn't even have to spend a lot of time.
Well, okay.
So it could be intentional, is what I'm saying.
Could be intentional, but if it's that blatant, then first of all, try harder, NSA. But second of all, that means anybody can do it. It's not like the NSA is the only.
The flaw is it was, yes, anybody could have. It could have been a prank. Some worker leaves, you know, somebody's a programmer at Apple leaves open the
Screw
window,
you, Tim Cook.
and his neighbor goes, watch this, it's going to fail. and you look at the thing is, this is published source code, so it's very easy to see this flaw. Anyway, a security researcher did catch it and notified Apple, and Apple went and immediately did a zero-day fix. Now, here's the sad thing. This code is also on OS X, the Macintosh.
Right.
And they have not to date fixed that, as far as I know. Have you checked lately to see if there's an
Well,
update?
as of yesterday, this was something that, yeah, would potentially affect users using iMessage and Mail and FaceTime and all sorts of stuff that's baked into both OS's mobile and OS X.
Now, I did update on all my iOS devices with no problem, but people are reporting problems with 7.0.6. It's unfortunate because Apple has been is very close to 7.1. Like we expect next month, 7.1, a much-needed update to iOS 7 will come out.
Yeah, so I don't get the white screen of death every 5 seconds. It's getting worse.
Right, but because this was such an emergency, Apple did release this one quickly. And I don't want to say people are having problems because I don't want to discourage you from doing it. It really is an important update. And yet some people are reporting bricking. I see somebody in our chat room is saying that Siri stopped working, so he had to re-enable it.
Ooh.
So
I've never seen that.
I haven't either. So, but I gotta say, you gotta do it. Do the software update because this is a pretty serious security flaw. It's very well known right now, and as a result, I can expect that people will be attempting to steal your credentials, your banking information. If you're, I'll give you an example. At an open Wi-Fi access spot, you're at a coffee shop, and you're doing your banking. A guy could be sitting somewhere else in the coffee shop, intercept your traffic, steal it, and send it on, even though it would normally be secure. So this is something you really do want to fix, or do your banking somewhere else.
Not next to any weird guys.
Yeah.
Or girls.
Or Wi-Fi,
or ponies. You know, those ponies, nefarious. Hey, so on a brighter note, well, brighter note for Apple, How many apps do you beta test before they're official using Test Flight?
I have done it. You do it a lot?
Well, because sometimes I have friends who say, I want to get some feedback,
right.
So let me get you in on the beta test and let us know if there's bugs or what you like or don't like.
It's kind of cool because it doesn't have to be in the App Store.
That's right.
It's a special way that developers can say to Sarah, you know, pre-release test my stuff.
It works on iOS as basically it's like a provisioning profile.
Yeah, right.
And anyway, Test Flight, the parent company of Test Flight, Burstly, was acquired by Apple.
What?
Yeah. So it's interesting because you figure, so that is, well, what I always found interesting about Test Flight is I'm kind of getting around everything that would be required in the App Store.
Like security.
Like security for a limited time until the company wants to go legit and submit to the App Store because everybody has to do that. So Apple says, all right, well, if we've got a bunch of people who are testing out apps using our ecosystem, why not own the experience a lot earlier on in the game?
Good for them.
Yeah.
Burstly. What else does Burstly do? Is it all about app testing?
Test Flight is the only Burstly product I've ever used.
Yeah.
But
cool.
a lot of companies, they sort of have their company name, but then they really only have one flagship product.
Right.
You know, this is news out of today, and we don't have to talk about WhatsApp in very much detail because I know we have really covered it to death on Twit. But WhatsApp, the company did like a keynote in Barcelona this morning and says they're adding voice services by the second quarter of this year.
Now, how much would you pay?
I know, which is something that I didn't really think too much about just a few days ago when this news came down.
Facebook, of course, bought WhatsApp for a ridiculously large amount of money, 16 billion.
Yeah, 19
dollars.
if they all stay for another 4 years.
Right. I suspect that must have been one of the reasons Facebook was willing to do that. Hello. No, you could just go right through. That's fine, yeah. And can I help you? And I think there'll be more. I think another shoe is about to drop because I think micropayments, commerce on WhatsApp as well. You've got to do something to make it valuable. Here's the funny thing. Facebook already has a deal with Skype. Is Skype not embedded in Facebook? Yes, it is. So, but voice services, does that mean Skype-style voice services? You can always leave a voice message.
So.
Do you use WhatsApp?
No.
Because you use Facebook Messenger a lot.
I do.
Apple's Messages, sometimes a little disappointing, but you use that.
I do. iMessage is my primary way to have texting conversations, but I do.
I said, wake up, wake up, wake up!
You did, from your iCloud account, and I was like, what?
What? Who's this?
You never know with
I don't know this
There's
person.
But Facebook Messenger, I think, is a great product.
You can't in Messages send voice or movies, right? You can only send pictures or text. Is that right?
In iMessage.
Yeah.
Right.
So WhatsApp does audio already.
It does more.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm for some reason I'm still the person who's like, but I don't actually want to hear your voice because I don't like talking on the phone. I don't really like the idea of that. But I am clearly the minority when we're looking at a global market because WhatsApp has like 100 billion users, 450 million, I think it is. But WhatsApp is not currently in the App Store, so I don't know when it's coming back. But
what? You're right. It's not.
I'm looking at iPhone only, iPad only. Facebook has pulled it for the foreseeable future, I suppose, until I don't know, they get some Facebook branding on it. Weird, right? Yeah, that happened right away.
Well, is the acquisition already completed? I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either.
So it's not Facebook that pulled it. In fact, I don't. You've been through acquisitions before. There's if a company, yes, remember Comcast bought Tech TV?
Sure.
Comcast couldn't talk to you or anybody at Tech TV until it closed. There's a quiet period where the new owner is not allowed to say. So Facebook can't go to WhatsApp and say, it would be very nice if you would pull that from the App Store. Something's going on.
Something's weird. Something's rotten in Denmark. I don't know what that means, by the way. I know that I can say that.
It comes from Hamlet.
Oh, okay. That's why I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't pay much attention in Shakespeare class.
Shakespeare class.
But I know to say that. I just don't know what it means. It just makes me sound cool. All right, so we got some viewer feedback.
And makes people from Denmark hate you.
Really?
Well, sure.
There are probably rotten things in Denmark. Sure. There are rotten things all over. There's rotten things in my garbage disposal. Calm down, Denmark. You're not the only place where food goes bad.
Denmark. Calm down.
Yeah, jeez. Don't take to everything so personally. So we got an email from John who says, Leo, you mentioned a few months ago that learning how to use hands gestures to close an app without hitting the home button, you can use the same gestures to quickly switch between apps. I think you already know this, but maybe this is a good reminder for everybody else.
Well, the 5-finger gesture, I know.
While in an app, use either 4 or 5 fingers to swipe from right to left, and then you can access your other open apps. So it's a multi-gesture way to... All right, there you go.
Do you feel like Lurch when you're doing that?
You make it very dramatic.
Switch apps. Switch to other app.
You don't have a lot of apps open.
App switch. Oh, pretty picture.
And then, of course, if you want to access the multitasking bar, you just use those 4 fingers, swipe up. Then you get
I've had this for a while, and I keep forgetting I can do this. So thank you for letting Lurch know.
You're welcome, John. Thank you, John. You're welcome, Leo. I'm getting you guys confused. John says you can, of course, close multiple apps without using the home button as well. There you go.
How do you close multiple apps?
Well, you close it. Go ahead and close.
I just like doing that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
It's like squeezing an apple.
Yeah.
Literally.
All right, so that's email from John. Thank you, John. It's a good little tip for anybody who's not familiar with multi-touch or multi-gestures. I think it's really, once you know that they exist, it makes using the iPad a lot more fun. Just less home button pressing all the time. Scott from Round Rock also says, I have noticed that Leo seems to run into the issue of secondary authentication on his iPad often. When he's trying to show an app. There's a new app called Authy, A-U-T-H-Y, that might help. When I read about it, I immediately thought of Leo and his lifelong struggle with this issue.
It's just Facebook, because I refuse to install Facebook on this. And finally, by the way, you saw, I finally gave in and I've installed it, so it won't happen again. But so let's see Authy.
Authy, the idea is that you are managing multiple services that you might have 2-factor auth turned on for. So Gmail, Dropbox, Amazon, Outlook.
This is like Google Authenticator, does the same thing.
Exactly. This is
a
third-party solution.
Yeah, well, and so is Google Authenticator, really, technically, because this is an open technology called Oath. Microsoft has one, Google has one, a lot of companies do. They'll all give you the same 6-digit code because it's time-based and it's an open technology to do that 6-digit code. So this is great. So this is another kind of iPad native way to get those authenticator codes. Thank you. I'm downloading it right now.
Good. Do it. Do it now. We got a sort of a, you can call it like a little bit of a conspiracy email.
Uh-oh.
And this one, and I forget what your name is. Sorry. But I think you were a guy, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Anonymous says, everyone says the future is now, but the same question continues to be asked over and over. Where's my jetpack? I also asked that question a lot.
Where's my flying car?
I figured how to get one made.
Oh.
We need to spread a rumor that Apple's working on one. We'll say that it'll be self-navigating, it'll be using Apple's GPS, collisions will be prevented with iBeacons. That's why Apple met with Tesla a while back. Elon Musk claims that he can create a Hyperloop, right? The project is of course years away and in early development, and nothing's confirmed because Apple is so secretive. If we can get this rumor to gain enough traction, we'll all be wearing Samsung Galaxy jetpacks within about 2 years. I think you might be onto something. Start a rumor.
Oh, I get it.
And Samsung ends up making...
Samsung will do it, like they did the Galaxy Watch.
Just make my jetpack. I don't even need it to be an Apple. Well, I actually want it to work really well. They are jetpacks after all. They need to be pretty flawless.
I'm very nervous because Lisa, my girlfriend, saw these new water jetpacks. Have you seen those?
Yes.
You have a big hose attached to a thing on your back.
I've seen
and they pump huge amounts of water and you go flying in the air completely out of control. She saw this and said, I want to do that. And you know, if she does it, then I have to.
You could, no, you can just take video on your iPad.
There it is. That's the one.
Whoa. Whoa.
You cannot, if you have water coming in explosive speed out of your back, it's really hard to control it. Plus, there's a giant hose attached to you.
It's very Doc Ock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Scary stuff.
So that's a jetpack.
I don't want that. I don't want that for myself or anyone else.
I told her,
I said, see me in Miami,
Lisa, that's got to use 15
away
gallons of gas an hour.
Yeah, really.
I mean, think about that. That's a lot of energy that's got to go.
Yeah. For your own amusement, for your own personal gain?
She said, you're a killjoy.
Can't you just get on a raft?
You're a killjoy.
And sit there?
I don't like you anymore.
We love hearing from all of you. All of your feedback is endless sources of amusement and information. Do write us at iPadtoday@twit.tv. You can leave us a voicemail at 757-504-IPAD. You can send us a video. You can tweet at us. Leo and I read my tweets very often. Leo's
I read my tweets.
Yeah.
They're all nasty.
They're not.
When I want to be depressed, I read my tweets.
Yeah.
No, actually, lately they've been much nicer.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, a lot of
Here's
people.
a tweet. You want to tweet something?
A lot of people tweet at both of us.
In 5 minutes, we're going to do our Galaxy Gear announcement, or whatever it is, Galaxy S5.
Isn't it TNT and then that?
Oh, yeah. First, you're going to do TNT, then we're going to do that.
No, I'm not going to do
and
TNT.
Then,
I'm not on that show anymore.
oh, that's right. So never mind. Forget it. And then Triangulation's coming up at 1 this afternoon with Daniel Suarez. His new book, Influx, is the best book he's ever written. If you thought Freedom and Damon were great, you will love Influx. There's a little ad, a free ad I just gave you, Daniel. Daniel, you know who else he's going to come with? Daniel will be in studio with us, with the guy who reads his books for Audible.
Oh, cool.
And we're going to have an actual little reading for this show.
On Triangulation today.
This afternoon, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
If you haven't watched Triangulation, you better start now. Oh, hey, what's going on?
Why are these hats?
Looks like I put a hat on.
Why are people wearing hats all of a sudden?
Cats and dogs living together, people wearing hats. Hey, you look, what is that?
Hi. It's a leather top hat.
No, I see that.
And these are buffalo nickels.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what that, you're almost steampunky right now, a little bit?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Almost.
I like it. So this is the part of the show where Leo and I don hats. We call them app caps, and we both talk about one app that we like a lot.
Yeah.
And we think that you might like too.
Yeah.
All right, so here is my app cap of the week. I did mention productivity at the beginning of the show. I said productivity now. Productivity is a constant source of frustration for me because we're all very busy people, and there are so many different ways to try to stay on top of your life, and I don't know. I'm still sort of looking for that one app. The app that I would like to talk about is called Gneo. That's G-N-E-O.
Gneo.
Gneo?
I don't know.
What's that? Oh,
that's my app.
That's your app.
Turn off my sound.
Jeez.
Turn on Sarah's Gneo.
Jeez. Now, before I go any farther, I want to say that this is a $10 app.
Okay.
Now, that's a lot. However, this is also a very fully functional app as well. And this is one of those apps that I would suggest to you if you want to put in the time to use it. Okay, so here's, when you first open Gneo, we want to call it Gneo, like GNU. Here are all this is actually the way that it opens up for you, which is very helpful so you know what all your gestures are. You can press and hold to move tasks up and down. All right, so that's kind of nice. You can swipe a bit to the left to show details.
So it's a task manager.
Yeah, exactly. So you show details of any task, urgent, important, who might be involved, blah, blah, blah. You can obviously tap a checkbox to complete, swipe all the way to the right to delete a task that you've already finished. This is Mailbox, the email app.
Clear.
Yeah.
This is a new style.
It's a certain kind of UI that they're all using. Shaking to undo, delete, that actually is something that I use all the time.
Oh.
Because I
so if you delete something by accident and you just shake it and you go, ooh, I'm mad at you.
And it feels good because you're sort of mad at yourself. I didn't mean to delete
Why
that.
did I do this?
Swipe a bit to the right to follow up with this task. Then you can decide to follow up in a certain amount of days, etc. If you want to view settings, you can, I mean, this goes on and on. You've got your little notebook. For example, here's one notebook that I'm looking at. So this is one particular notebook. It populates already. We're all gonna get the same thing at the beginning because I haven't really added a lot of my own tasks. But you go ahead and add a task. Then you've got all of this stuff. Let's call it lunch. That's my new task.
That's a good task.
Very important.
There's one I can get done.
And it's urgent. I would like a reminder at 11:45.
Go to lunch.
That I need to have lunch.
Yeah.
You know, you get the idea. This is easy to use. This is very much a task manager, but there's a calendar involvement. It's very well done. They have left no stone unturned as far as all of the stuff that you can use it to keep organized. What's also kind of neat, this confused me at first, is, okay, so I'm looking at one notebook and I can have more than one notebook. Okay, well this little button here in the lower middle, if you press it, you almost get a multitask emulator. I am not outside of the app right now. I'm inside of the app, and I can manage multiple notebooks at once. So I'm looking at, for example, basically a calendar view of the stuff that I've got to do. And then I've got my tasks as arranged just as a list of things. Then I've got, here's kind of cool. This is almost like brainstorming. Here's my urgent little quadrant here. Here's my not urgent quadrant.
Oh, I kind of like this.
Yeah, and so you can kind of be like, you know what, this is actually really urgent. I got to start moving stuff around and get a little bit more of, here's the stuff that I've got to do, and when I'm done with the really important stuff, then I can get over to my non-urgent areas and so on. So this is
to-do list triage. I think that's a really useful feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you can go ahead and set some goals for yourself. I mean, the list goes on and on. Of course, you've got a map if you want to geolocate certain things that you have to do at certain times.
Nice. Okay, maybe this is worth $10.
Man, at first I was like $10.
Like, wow.
But again, this is it's extremely functional.
And do you
sync all your calendars?
Do you use any other to-do lists like Clear or Anydo?
Anydo is the one.
I love Anydo.
Anydo is the one that every morning at 9 a.m. I have it notify me just to like write some stuff down that you need to do today. So if I never think about it again, at least I've thought about it.
Or prioritize existing to-dos. Yeah, I like Anydo.
I think that Gneo it's probably the nicest to-do manager I've ever seen.
Boy, it is.
And I think a lot of people will say, maybe a little too much for me. You have to be someone who wants to really, really dive into the multifacets of organization. But if you want to do that, this is the app to get.
Gneo.
Gneo. That's right. $9.99.
Wow, it's the Flappy Bird of to-do list managers.
Is it?
No. So you maybe have even seen this on the App Store. I always see the editor's choices and I go, should I? Now this one was $5, so I thought, no, this is not going to be a case of me helping you discover something new because you've probably seen it, but maybe you've wanted to see what it's like without spending $5. I'm talking about Tengami.
Ooh, yeah.
Some of the reviewers say 2 hours, it's too short. Yes, it's beautiful. I do love the music. It's Japanese music. I can start a new game later. It does do a good job at the beginning of kind of walking you through the interface. You wander through a place. You'll see as you wander little signals that you should swipe. It's kind of like has a pop-up book feel to it. It's
kind of graphic novel, kind of origami.
Yeah.
And I think if you think characters of this are all two-dimensional.
As a game, you're going to miss the kind of the value of it.
Yeah.
It's not a game that's going to occupy an entire day for you, but it's more for the beauty.
It's a little like puzzle discovery game.
It's a little bit like Myst or one of those games where you wander around an environment. We've seen a lot of these type games. I just think this is quite beautiful. I love the music. It's very soothing.
You know, I was playing this over the weekend and I was all excited because before I knew that you wanted this to be your app cap, I was thinking, maybe it'll be mine. Okay. And I got, I don't know, to the second world or whatever. And
you got stuck.
Yeah, I couldn't get up the stairs and there's a wolf yelling at me and I was like, I can't. I just can't. I am not the person to tell everybody how great this game is because it was too hard for me because I'm really dumb.
Well,
see, there's wolves.
There's the wolf howling at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the moon.
You do some double tapping to walk around, and it's neat because when the little guy or even the wolves turn, they turn and they disappear because
They're
it's
paper.
like yeah, exactly.
I actually think this is just gorgeous, and you know we've found a few games like this where
if you touch the wolf, he growls at you.
I'll have to wait till We've run past the wolf.
Oh, well, there's more.
Oh, there'll be more.
There's more wolves.
Are you ready to go into the forest?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you've gone past this point.
Yeah, but
slide to pull.
You gotta pull the drawbridge.
Ah.
All right, you're.
Okay, this is where you throw your iPad through.
Slide. No, you're never good at these gestures.
Slide.
You don't do it right. Do it with purpose.
Do it with purpose.
There you go.
I mean for you to. Okay, I'm sorry. I recommend. No, it's a very pretty game. It's very relaxing.
I don't know what you're doing.
Until you get here. What am I doing wrong?
Oh, Leo.
What?
Oh, wind chimes. Press the wind chimes. There you go.
That makes him go, ooh. Oh, and then something.
See?
Oh.
Oh, neato.
Oh, now how much would you pay? So $5, a couple of cups of coffee, or if you go to Sight Glass where Sarah goes, like half a coffee.
That's correct.
And I think it's I just think it's pretty. It's interesting, and there is some discovery in these games. They don't give you any instructions or tutorial. I guess the beginning of the game is kind of a tutorial. I think this is quite good. Now, have I gotten to the point where you're stuck yet?
No, it's.
You went way past
I got
this.
a little farther than that. There you go. See, you gotta
slide. See that little indicator?
Slide it open. There you go.
Isn't that neat? I think that's kind of neat.
It's beautiful. I love it too. It just frustrated me.
And I love how he turns sideways and disappears.
And he disappears because he's a little 2D.
He's just a piece of paper.
He's just a piece of paper. Poor guy.
Tengami, Tengami.
Yeah. From Nian. That's the company.
Yeah.
Which is a great name.
Yeah, Nian.
No relation to Nian Cat, I don't think.
I think it's probably a Japanese word. I don't know.
Well, Leo, this has been a lot of fun.
It has indeed.
What an hour it has been for us on iPad today. Anybody who is watching us live, thanks for joining us so early in the morning. For everybody else, we are, by the way, I got a lot of very confused, scared, worried people.
I did too. I'm honored and touched.
Me too. We took last Monday off because in the U.S. it's President's Day. It's a holiday, national holiday. And we didn't make a big enough deal, I guess, over the fact that...
The week before, we should have said we are not going to be here.
We should have made a big deal about it because I think a lot of people, because we've had schedule changes lately, were like, what happened to that?
Freaked them out. Yeah. I got tweets, I got emails, and we're sorry we didn't tell you.
Yes.
There was no show last week.
No.
You didn't miss anything because there was nothing to miss.
Right.
And we're sorry.
Episode 187 is today. That's also police code for murder. But that has nothing to do...
How do you know that? Are you...
Because I listened to NWA when I was in 8th grade. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That's all for us on iPad Today. We will see you next week.
OG Sarah Lane.
Ow! And I like how there are wolves in the app cap.